Consultation. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Forgiving the Girl Inside. I'm your host, Lisa Drennan, the Energetic Mindset Mentor, certified Ula life coach, certified aroma freedom practitioner, and author of Forgiving the Girl Inside, Finding Balance, Freedom, and Fun in Your Life. I am so excited that you are here today with my special guest, Jodi Wolgamuth. She is a certified Habits of Health Transformation health coach, and she is sharing her beautiful healing journey on isolation as a caterpillar in a cocoon to a free flying butterfly. And if you could just picture that visual, we're all very familiar with caterpillars, and one of my dear friends drew a picture of herself in the caterpillar and then just emerging out into this beautiful butterfly. We are all on a transformation journey. Every day is a daily healing journey. And that's this episode, or this series of Forgiving the Girl Inside, a healing journey from to. What is your daily healing journey, and how do you want to move forward with that? Just think about that for a moment. And we're going to hear Jodi's healing journey story, and she's going to share her journey with us. So if you know someone who can hear this, who can benefit from this story, please share this video with them. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you can be notified of the next episode. Every Tuesday, a new Forgiving the Girl Inside comes on, and then periodically I have some special spotlight on coaches that pops on, and once in a while I'll do a live. So you don't want to miss any of the goodness. So welcome, Jodi. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm excited to hear this caterpillar. I love butterflies. So tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for having me. So I'm 50 years old and I am married to Mark. We've been married for 17 and a half years. And we have two dogs. Thank you. And we have two dogs, Mia and Con. And I am now just really living life.
Awesome. I love fur babies. I have a fur baby. I used to have two, but one passed a while ago. So we have a little Yorkie Bichon. What kind of dogs do you have?
So Mia is a Min Pin Chihuahua mix, and Con is an American Bulldog Lab mix. So we have a little one and a big one.
Oh, and they get along really well.
The little one goes after the big one, and which is kind of funny, but no, he loves her, but she doesn't love him. So it is sad, but yeah.
They'll be friends someday. Funny. So tell us about your coaching business. How did you get started into what you do? Does it have anything to do with your healing journey and this caterpillar metaphor that you're going to share about?
A little bit. I mean, my health coaching journey plays a big part in that. So in 2019, I realized that if I continued what I was eating and how I was eating, that my husband would be burying me at an early age because I would have died from some form of obesity. I was barely functioning because I was in a lot of physical pain. My body had all sorts of inflammation, and I was in I had a lot of brain fog. So he was doing a lot of the house chores and doing all the things because I physically could not. And so I figured, you know what, I can't continue this. I love my husband way too much, and my marriage way too much to continue down this path. So I looked into other means because I had been trying all kinds of diets out there, and they're great for short-term weight loss, but not long-term. And so I found this health program that truly has transformed me from the inside out. And when I started on the program, I had a victim mindset and I had a diet mindset. Now I have a creative mindset and I'm open to hearing and ingesting that, and I'm teachable and coachable. And I love the deep dive that I've done in my heart, in my soul, with my mindset, with my habits, and that includes my weight loss journey.
Wow, that's amazing. So what triggered you to go from that victim mindset to this creativity, this creative mindset? Was
Just
the
a
fact that
deep,
you weren't,
go ahead.
go ahead. Was the fact that you were kind of stuck and you weren't doing anything, you were seeing your husband basically do everything for you?
Um, no, not necessarily. I think it was more that I did a lot of personal growth in my heart, and I did a lot of heart growth, a lot of heart work and hard work, just on me. And so I realized that I wasn't open. I had a very closed mindset. And so I allowed myself to become teachable, coachable, and just start hearing and listening to what people had to say and taking constructive criticism and allowing that to help me bloom.
So what was it like before? So you said that you had some health issues, brain fog. So how long were you dealing with that for?
So I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia about 8 years ago, and unfortunately, she misdiagnosed me. She never addressed my obesity and my the way I eat. And so now that I've lost 83 pounds, my brain fog is gone. I have mental clarity. My joint pain and body pain is gone. So I was living a life of depression and anxiety and panic attacks that were debilitating. But once I started taking control over my life and um, doing the deep dive, like hard and heart work, then things started to slowly come out of the muck and just grow. I mean, and it wasn't easy, but let me tell you something, it was so worth it, and it is worth it. I'm still in this process. I'm always going to be transforming. I'm always going to be a work in process.
Mhm. Yeah. Did you say you released 83 pounds? Did I hear that correctly? Wow. That's
83.
amazing. So happy for you. Wow. How long did it
Thank
take
you.
that to happen?
Over a little over a year.
Wow. That's
And
fantastic.
thank you. And
Is
so
that
it
all
took
done?
three,
Go
sorry.
ahead. Sorry. Was
So
that
it
all
took
done
over,
from?
there's a delay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Internet connections are always fun. So you were saying it took over 12 months to release the 83 pounds. Did you have to starve yourself, or like how did you have to do a lot of workouts?
So what I did was my health coach has walked beside me. No, starvation is not the way. Exercise alone is not the way. It's about fueling your body with small, low glycemic meals every 2 to 3 hours. It's about eating 6 small, low glycemic meals a day. And not just that, it's dealing with the relationship that you have with food. And so for me, I have a food addiction, I have a sugar addiction, I eat out of boredom, I stress eat. Really, if there's an emotion, guess what? I eat, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. And my health coach has helped me work through all those triggers. And so I know those triggers. So not only am I fueling my body with small low glycemic meals 6 times a day, but I'm also utilizing tips and tricks on habits and mindset so that I don't go back to my old ways of eating. And so I've allowed myself to do a lot of personal development and really work through those triggers.
Wow, that's incredible. Mindset is so important because it's, they say it's 85% of what we do. I disagree. It's 100%. If your thoughts aren't captivated and you're not really thinking about it, I always say if thoughts were a person and they came knocking on your door, would you let them in? And what are we entertaining? We really need to captivate those thoughts and know our why. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we self-sabotaging our health, our bodies? And unhealthy coping mechanisms such as turning to food. Sugar is so addicting, and I sometimes wonder if they put something in there to make it more addictive. I was reading something a few weeks ago about certain brands of chips that like you can't, you just keep putting them in your mouth because they taste so good, and it's like wow. And I didn't realize sugar was in even spices, like the spice blends. They hide sugar in there, and it's like everywhere just to make it sweet. And sometimes I will look at something, I'm like, okay, why do they add sugar to that? It's already sweet. You don't need to add sugar to something like this. So it always baffles me that that's what happens, and you can so easily, especially like you were saying, when you were bored, like you mindfully, if you don't mindfully eat, like you're sitting in front of the TV watching a movie, and next thing you know, oh, I want something to munch on, and next thing you know, you've eaten a whole bag of something. So yeah, that mindset. How was it to transfer the mindset? Like when you were, how did you identify your triggers? Did she have you write them down, or did you like have to do a journal or something?
I'm reading a couple of books, and in one of the book, there's journaling, and it's through my business. So I've done journaling and reading. I'm in a lot of as a client and a health coach to my own program. I do a lot of really personal development training, and so a lot of it is writing. And journaling. So yeah, but I do want to share with you, Lisa, that um, for an example, you eat one Oreo cookie, and it makes your dopamine go off, and you get that dopamine high, and it makes you just feel so good. And then you're done eating that Oreo cookie, and you want that dopamine high, so you eat another Oreo cookie, and that's how we get through a whole pack of cookies because we continually want that dopamine high. And yes, unfortunately, they do put things in foods to make them addictive. So, we're the fact that some of us are addicted to food or addicted to sugar is not our fault. But unfortunately, we get addicted to those things, and we have to learn to not allow food to control us. It's about us being in control of the food.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. And I always thought you're supposed to eat the whole sleeve of Oreos. That's why it was there. Like when I'm eating Oreos, I'm eating the whole sleeve. I'm dipping them in hot fudge. I got ice cream with it, chocolate ice cream. Yeah, I'm a chocolate connoisseur. So I'm going way out. I'm going to enjoy those calories. But it happens like once every 4 or 5 months, if that, maybe once a year. So I'm more of an ice cream girl. So wow. So that's incredible. So just consistently. So did you find that you had to prepare a lot of it was better to prepare your food to get the fresh food, or, how did you manage that?
So my program has a meal program, the food. So I purchase the food from my program. and it's cost neutral. So I'm actually saving money, or it's cost neutral. So I only, buy a little bit of food at the food store, and then my program sends me the rest of it. And so everything is pre-portioned. It's got all the vitamins, minerals, probiotics, extra vitamin D, balanced micronutrients that you could ever need in a day. And so for the busy person, for the person who doesn't like to cook, like this is the perfect thing for them. And then I do make one meal a day, and that's kind of like my meal on training wheels to learn how to weigh and measure everything, and to know what kind of food to look for. That's going to help me when I reach my goal and are off of my program, because this isn't a diet. So although I love my clients, I don't want them on my program forever. So we teach them all the habits, mindset, and skills to live a healthy life once they're off of my program.
Wow, that's awesome. So now that you've released 83 pounds, what's your life like now? What could you do now that you couldn't do before?
I can ride on an airplane without a seatbelt extender. I can be physically active and go to the parks, the zoos, the aquariums, and do all the things that I physically could not keep up with. And I have mental clarity. I am now living my best life and doing a lot of traveling and day trips, and I can keep up. I can sit in a booth at a restaurant now. Before I couldn't. And so I am no longer holding myself back, my husband back, or a marriage back, because now I can do all the things that we've been wanting to do. And I'm not
awesome.
sitting on the sidelines like I was before.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So life begins at 50.
Bingo.
I love it. So tell us about your program. You've mentioned it a few times. Is it like a 12 weeks, 6 months, 12 months?
Good question. So it really just depends upon the person's health goals and how long it takes them to reach their health goals. So I would actually have a free consultation, health assessment with them on the phone to determine which of the programs I offer would be a good fit for them based upon their current reality, current health, and health goals. Because we have so many different programs, it's not a one size fits all. So we want to make sure we're matching the correct program with that person's lifestyle. Yeah.
So it's customized. That's perfect.
It is. It's customized based upon the person's lifestyle, physical activity, and all the things.
Great. That's fantastic. And how does someone get a hold of you, connect with you to get into your program?
Yeah, good question. So they can leave me a voicemail or a text message on my cell phone, 717-487-2516, and leave me a message. If I don't answer, and I'll call you back. They can send me an email. My email is lovesdogs2@gmail.com, LOVESDOGS2@gmail.com, or send me a friend request and a Facebook message. My Facebook name is Jodi, Jodi. Middle name is my husband, Mark, MARK. Last name, Wolgamuth, WOLGAMUTH. And connect with me, and we will set a time to have a short chit chat on the phone to do a health assessment together.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that you provide that health assessment, because then someone can really know if it's a good fit, you know, and where they're, it's so important to know where you're at so you can figure out where you want to go and what your goals are. I know so many people like have all these goals in their head, but then they don't have a written plan. It's like you need to have the goals written out in your plan, like what's the result that you want. So that's awesome. Well, I am so glad that you were able to go on this health journey and, you know, get rid of that brain fog. I imagine you're sleeping better at night too. And it's so wonderful to be able to enjoy the activities and have healthy lifestyle and feel good from the inside and the out. And I'm so glad that you mentioned it had a lot to do about mindset, you know, and just really thinking about what am I feeding myself and how am I nurturing my body and providing it what it really needs. And it sounds like your program is awesome with the different supplements in there. So it has everything overall. And so yeah, so well, thank you so much again for sharing your healing journey and being here today with us. I really appreciate that. For our listeners out there, if this is something that you think would benefit you, you want to release weight, we never say lose weight because it'll find you, it'll come back. So we always want to release the weight, have it be gone forever. Jodi can help you get there. She has her own personal journey. If you've been through programs, you know, yeah, I've done that. I've been on this diet. Just like she said earlier, it's not a diet. Okay, it's all about your mindset change and transforming your body from the inside out to be the best person you can be. So if this, you know, is something that you've been struggling with, I know some of my clients have some, you know, struggles with this. I know some of my friends do too. So, you know, this is your time to connect with Jodi and see if this health assessment will help you go to your next step so that you can live a healthier you and live life fabulously at 50 and over. So thanks again for joining. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and share this video with anyone that you know who needs it.